Hey, this is Lynn and Dave today, and I got a new toy. It's not really a toy, but it's something for cooking, which I hate doing, but anything that will make my life easier. And so I ordered from Amazon. I got the box today. You don't have any idea what this is?
I don't.
No. Okay.
No, I was just wondering, my first thought was, what's easier than not cooking?
What's easier than not cooking? Well, I have to cook because otherwise we wouldn't eat. And so, but you know, I don't like to cook. And of course, eating carnivore is probably the easiest cooking I've ever had to do.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, but if there's a way to make my life easier, even more easy, I will do it.
I'm waiting with bated breath.
You're curious to see what this is.
What could be easier than barbecuing steaks or...
Oh, we don't barbecue that often.
Or whatever we're doing, you know.
We do a lot of air frying.
Yeah.
But anyways, okay. I will come back at a different angle so you can see what I'm unboxing. Okay, so I've got a knife here. And I'm going to open this up without hurting myself, hopefully. I know. This is why he doesn't like me in the kitchen, because I'm like dangerous with a knife.
I feel like half a dozen OSHA violations.
Okay, so what is this? Okay.
I still don't know what this is.
You still don't know what it is. Okay, so...
It looks like one of those things you grew vegetables in or something.
No, this is a official sous vide container.
An official sous vide? Oh, okay.
Yes, because ever since we got our cow, the steaks are big. And the pots that I've been using to put them in, they don't fit. So I decided to get an official sous vide container.
Oh, I love that.
Okay.
I like it. It's a great idea.
All right, so let's...
I didn't know there was such a thing.
There is such a thing, yes. So, let me see if there's a logical way to...
Just tear it, I guess, right?
I guess I'll just tear it. I hate tearing things. I'm one of those like unwrappers that does it very carefully. But one thing that's interesting about this one is that the lid has a hinge like that, so you can have your sous vide in here. Can you grab my actual sous vide? I want to make sure it fits. Anyways, and you can have the sous vide already in there. Okay, more bubbles. Yeah, so this comes with a sous vide rack, which I will assemble, and it comes with an insulating sleeve.
Oh, cool.
To keep it your counters. Because I guess the temperature maintains much better in these.
Those two are a little too excited about their sous vide.
They're too excited about their sous vide. Yeah, it almost looks like the cover of a romance novel, doesn't it?
I mean, what it does to the meat is pretty amazing.
It does, yes.
But I don't
So it
know
looks like
if
there's
I
stickers
was head
on
of
the
their
bottom.
marketing department, I'm not sure that's what I'd be going with.
No? Okay. All right, so I'm going to first start out and make sure that it actually fits. It snaps on pretty well. Like, it's actually pretty good. Voila. Look at that. It fits beautifully.
Wow.
So my Instant Pot sous vide fits in there great.
Very
All
nice.
right, I will be back. Okay, so the sous vide rack, I've unpackaged everything, and so I actually want to see if this is easy or if this is difficult to assemble. So I figured I'd take it out and see what this is all about. Okay, so we got some inner packages here. This looks like a little bar that goes over the top, so which is good. That way your food doesn't float to the top. Okay, so that just kind of snaps like that. And then this has, oh, it's a little easy to take apart little Velcro, which is nice. It's not one of those like plastic pull snappy thingies. That's the official name that you have to cut, but it's just a little piece of Velcro that was super easy to pull apart. Okay, and then so it has these slots here. Okay, they snap in. I don't know how far apart. I guess you can put these at different distances. So you can have skinnier food, you can have fatter food. Let's see, I'll move this one over a little bit. Okay, these are actually, they fit in pretty snug, so I don't think they're gonna go anywhere. Oh, okay, they're in very snug. Okay. Okay, that one didn't go in very well. Just try that again. Not sure about this one. Okay, all right. Probably user error. Okay, there we go. So that was actually pretty easy. And then this hooks like that. And there we go. So the little bar that goes across the top makes sure your food doesn't float up. And so it looks like you can put in, you know, quite a few of these. These look like they're not exactly the same length, to be honest. I don't know. I don't know if you can see, but these two seem longer than these three. Well, maybe it's just the way I have them in there. All right, they're probably fine. Anyways, generally, this rack was very easy to assemble, so I don't think this is going to be a problem. For me, it looks like you can easily take it out and wash it, and yeah, looks good. And I bet you can even pull out all of these and fold it up, and if you have like a big piece of meat, you can probably just set it on top of the meat to hold it down. So anyways, I think I'm going to get a batch of meat in my new sous vide container and see how it goes. Okay, so I have my rack loaded now, and I have, these are beef T-bone steaks. These are, oh no, these are the T-bone steaks. These are sirloin steaks, and these are lamb steaks. And here's what I'm expecting, because this was provided to put over it to keep the food down. I think my steaks are too big for this to work. So let's see. Yep, it definitely is not gonna go over. So obviously this little contraption here is only good if you have short food, but these are in here pretty good. So I don't think I'm gonna need this. I'm just gonna go ahead and proceed without it. And I guess if I have shorter food in the future, I'll be able to use it. But just looking at these little dividers here, you can move them. So they can be put tight to secure the food in place. And I think that's gonna be okay for these steaks. All right, so I'm getting ready to fill up my new sous vide container. And I have my steaks. And so I'm gonna go ahead and get it filled up and get it started. And a couple of these steaks we can eat tonight. And the good thing about sous vide is you can actually keep it going for even days. And the meat just keeps getting more and more tender. So I'm cooking more meat than we're gonna eat today. And I'm just gonna kind of keep it going, and we'll see how tender the meat comes out. But I'm actually really excited to be able to cook this much meat at one time, because I could get 2 steaks in my my smaller container, and that was the old steaks that I got. The steaks from the butcher didn't fit, and I was trying to scramble and figure out which containers to use. And even my bigger container that was more oblong, that could fit the longer pieces of meat, it still wasn't big enough. So anyways, I'm pretty excited that I can actually fit this much meat in one container. And so that's gonna make life so much easier. And we're gonna have meat just to grab and eat whenever we want. Just throw it in the air fryer and off we go. Okay, so my T-bone steaks are almost too tall for this container. So but they do fit, although it's probably gonna exceed the maximum fill line for my sous vide. So this is something that I'm learning now, is that this container is for shorter steaks, but I do have 2 of them in here. So I think what I may need to do, what I'll do for this one, since I've already vacuum sealed it, is that when I'm midway through, I'll just turn it over so that both of the sides get cooked evenly. But I think what I'm going to need to do in the future is, instead of vacuum sealing both of the steaks that came in the package, I'm going to vacuum seal them individually, and that way they will be short enough to fit in this container. So I'm learning. It's brand new, but so far this is it. Let's just go ahead and see what we get. Now I'm noticing that this lid doesn't stay open, so I'm gonna have to kind of keep it open with my hand as I fill this. Get this all filled up. Okay, I have this filled up to the max fill line on my sous vide, and the tops of the steaks are still sticking out of the water. So now they will get cooked, but I'm gonna need to flip them over halfway through. So let's see if this is gonna snap shut. Yeah, well, it doesn't really snap shut. So lesson learned for next time, I'm gonna need, oh, I think I got it. Lesson learned for next time though, is to definitely only do 1 steak per vacuum sealer. Now with this too, you don't need to vacuum seal. You can just throw it in Ziploc bags, but I vacuum seal, I have a vacuum sealer, and so I go ahead and vacuum seal the bags, but you do not have to. All right, so I'm gonna get it all hooked up now. Okay, so I set up my sous vide, and I'm gonna cook it at 132 degrees for 8 hours. I'm gonna be able to pull these steaks, any steaks that we wanna cook for tonight, out probably, within a few hours. So, but the longer you cook it, it's not gonna overcook. It's just gonna get the meat more tender. So let's get started. There we go. It's gonna preheat, and then it'll get going, and we'll have a good dinner. All right, so this was my first unboxing I've done on the channel. I know it's not that exciting to have a container, but honestly for me, it is. But this was a true, I had never had this container or had any sous vide container before, so it was a complete learning experience for me. So hopefully you can see that there are things that I didn't even expect. I mean, I didn't really know. This is a 12 quart. I didn't really know for sure what size to purchase. And so the most common one out there is a 12 quart. And so I went ahead and purchased the 12 quart. And honestly, most of the time it's just Dave and I. And so we don't need that much meat. So I think it's going to be fine. But I did learn a few things as we went along to see that I'm going to have to tweak what I'm doing a little bit when it comes to how much I'm vacuum sealing, how many steaks at a time I'm vacuum sealing. And there are times I'm sure I'll be lazy and just throw it in a Ziploc container, bag. And then when I do that and I just do 1 steak at a time, I can kind of stick a bunch of steaks in there and they're short, I should be able to use this. And even though you cannot get all the air out of a Ziploc bag, this will keep it from floating up. So all in all, I think it's going to be a good thing for us and for me, because again, I am the laziest cook ever. I just seasoned it. I mean, lately I've been adding a little bit more seasoning. I was doing just salt when I was on the Lion diet. And I've started adding a little bit more seasoning. I cannot have black pepper because it's high histamine, but it's okay for me to have white pepper. So I've been using salt, white pepper, and some garlic powder. And I have 2 kinds of salt. I use the Redmond sea salt, and then I also put some, I grind some Himalayan salt over it. I do like the flavor of more than 1 type of salt. So anyways, it should be good. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day, and hope you enjoyed this unboxing. Never done it before, so give me feedback if you think I did it wrong. I don't know if there's a wrong way. Is there a wrong way you can do an unboxing? I don't know. Anyways, that's it for today. Bye-bye.